Hello, this is Telomere and welcome to another repair video. In this video, we are working on this Samsung Galaxy S6, if you can see it. We're just doing a battery replacement on them, but why I'm featuring this is because of the particular back glass that it has. It's a rather difficult back glass to work on. So it's flush with the frame and to an annoying degree. So I'm going to show you basically how I'm going to be getting into this, and I'm showing it because I've never worked on a Samsung Galaxy S6. I've tried on a 7 a long time ago, and I struggled, I think, at that point because I was inexperienced, to the point I just gave up. So let's switch this over to the desk view, and let's get at it. And let's heat her up. Just a straightforward, standard heat gun. For any of the tools that you see in my videos while I'm working, you can find links to them. I've got affiliate links in the video description if you want to go and use those same tools. Now you got to keep in mind with this particular model of phone that it's got a major weak point right around the camera lens. I'm going to try pumping this first. Let's see if I can get a little bit of a gap. It doesn't matter if it's much of a gap. I just want a little. I'm seeing very, very little movement, if any at all. Let's try just a little bit of a dribble of alcohol along that edge. And let's see if it's going to make its way in while we pump it. Will that drip go? No, I think it just evaporated. Something's definitely happening, I think, I should say. This is going to be a hard one because I think the only way I'm going to be able to get in is razor blade. And if I'm not careful, I'm going to be, like, this is just glass. The chance of me scratching the back of that is going to be pretty high. So I'm going to need to use some plastic cards. I've got some here that are seen a lot of use. Now all I'm going to be doing is just, I'm not even going to be lifting. I'm just sticking it in there very lightly, holding it in, not lifting particularly high. And then I'm going to stick some alcohol right on the edge of the blade and let it dribble in. I think I've got a little bit of a gap underneath now. Oh, you hear that? We're in. I can see a gap. I'm going to use a new card. New card. There we go. We got to cut through the adhesive underneath. I'm just going to get, and I'm not going to go too far because this is just begging to break. I'm going to put some more heat on this. Take this out for now. Lots of alcohol going to be used here to give it lots and lots of lubrication. And you want to be careful. Take your time. Feeling a lot of resistance here. I'm going to just put the card up there just so I have a placeholder for it. Let's heat it up. We're going to need more alcohol. And we are trying for a sawing motion against that glue that's in there. So this corner isn't warm enough, and you can see that I'm not really getting past it. Oh, maybe. Those corners, they're scary. They scare me so much. Okay, I think that's about as far as I'm going there. It's just any time that you're feeling a substantial amount of resistance, you need to pull back. Let's see if I can wiggle it out for the last bit there. Oh, yeah, that's normal. They've got a piece of adhesive running along the center of the phone's back cover right here. It's right here. If I can get through that, this will be a lot easier to do. There's a little bit of adhesive on this side. I think that's just right in front of the lens. Now, if I'm correct, you can see if I move the back cover back and forth, you can see it's moving right here and here. I'm going to heat it up a little first, but if I move it back and forth after applying some alcohol, the whole thing should just pull away. This wiggling idea isn't working as well as I was hoping it was going to be working. There, finally. That was much harder to get off than I was expecting. Well, actually, no, that was exactly how hard I was expecting it to take it off. Back's off, though. We got some screws to get out, and we are definitely getting close to getting on our way. We're already 20 minutes in for a battery replacement. 20 minutes! That's an insane amount of time for a battery replacement. Just getting to the battery. Like, usually for, let's say, an iPhone, it usually is about, I don't know, 2 minutes? 2 minutes, maybe 5 minutes maximum to get inside of the phone in order to do that battery replacement. Then the rest, ironically, is getting the battery free from the phone So I've worked on phones that are vaguely similar to this one, and from what I can remember, this metal shell pulls away from the screen completely and totally, and then underneath you'll find the battery compartment. So this comes out as all as one giant module. Okay, I believe everything is out. Screws are out. I took the SIM tray out. Let's get this separated from the rest of the phone. So I'm just pushing against the battery slightly. Don't need to push too hard. There should be some give. Okay, we're getting there. Maybe I could use one of these. There we go. It's a little bit of glue on the top there. And now we're pretty much at the battery. Let's unplug it and figure out how the heck I'm going to get that battery out. I'm going to start off with my old faithful just lightly prying it up. I don't know what kind of glue it was used, and I'm a little worried because this is the old-fashioned LCD display type. Well, it might be okay. A little bit of alcohol. I mean, that's how I always get my batteries out for Android devices, specifically Samsung's. I'm just worried because I'm peeling against the screen frame instead of the back cover frame. So it's more likely to break the screen, and I'm kind of concerned about that. It's just not doing exactly what I want it to do. I'm going to use one of my really messed up cards. See if I can get in there. Look at this side. I chose this one because it's curling upwards towards the battery. I'm like super concerned I'm going to destroy the screen in the process. Because as once I said again, I have never worked on this particular model of phone before. There we go. There it is. This right here is the back of the screen. I had every reason to be concerned. Caution. That's definitely in the name of the game. Okay. Let's go get that new battery. Now, I don't know if I can do this repair. No. I gotta put the cover back on just so I can get this to work. Great, that worked. That is turned on. It is working. Pre-install adhesive, best thing ever. If it stays on, that is. Press firmly in, make sure it's seating properly. And finally, we gotta get this back on. I gotta start off at the bottom first because there's a tiny little hook here, and I'm not sure why, but for some reason it refuses to go in the other way, despite the fact that it comes out from the bottom and then the top. That looks good though, that's doing what it's supposed to be. There's no other shields or anything, I just gotta get the screws back in. Screws are all in, let's make sure that it still powers on properly, and we can put the SIM tray back in as well. It is powering on properly. Now I just gotta go and make some new adhesive for this this back cover. I think there's a little bit of adhesive I still gotta remove from here too. Just gonna give this a bit of a scrub. I don't think there's any adhesive really left here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some of my adhesive, mostly just as a spacer, because I don't know how well this is my adhesive is going to stick onto this back. So I'm going to put a strip right here, a little strip here, and drop there, and the rest is going to be rubberized glue. I think was going to be probably the best option. Time for some good old-fashioned glue. Now, because of those buffer zones, this will dry into quite a nice rubbery glue, and when that happens, it will make that proper gap just as the sticky stuff there will. The reason I'm using this is simply because I have a feeling that this might work better on this particular frame than the straight up just the black adhesive. Now it's just a matter of getting this back cover back in place, and there we have it. That is done. Keeping an eye on the timer for how long it's taking me to do these particular repairs, even ones, especially ones that I think shouldn't take the amount of time that they do, and they end up taking a long time. So doing this S6 battery replacement, it took almost an hour to do. That is an insane amount of time for a battery replacement, and that really makes me unhappy. It's done though. It's done. And it's functioning exactly as it should be. Hour-long job to replace the battery on a Samsung Galaxy S6. If you guys like the video, please do leave a like. And if you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe. We'll see you guys all in another video. Bye.